Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Double R Radio. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? How are you today?
We're absolutely fantastic. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, she's gonna ask me how I'm doing. I'm ecstatic. I'm super, super duper excited to have you on the show this amazing evening. It's a weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's a
It
Sunday.
is a Sunday. It's kind of expressing Sunday where we talk about everything and everything because it's the uncensored version. We have no hold bars on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome our amazing guest this evening. I've got Bella on the show. I've got Lorato, and I've got the man himself, Future, on the show this amazing evening. It's kind of expressing Sunday uncensored version.
That's right.
Welcome to the show, my beautiful people. How are you this evening?
We're absolutely good. We're good. How are you?
I'm super excited.
We're great.
I'm super excited. Fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, you can always be part of the show on 074 956 36899. You can call me direct on that number or send a text or call me by WhatsApp as well. Okay, let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got this amazing guest on the show this evening. I've been super excited, finding out they're going to be coming on the show. And today we're going to be talking about something I think it's really amazing. It's unusual, but it's amazing in it as well because you can learn quite a number of things about it. This lovely individuals are in a relationship called or defined as polyamorous relationship. I'm sure you're wondering, what is a polyamorous relationship? It's a very lovely relationship. It's a relationship that tests all the boundaries, I think. It's a relationship that brings the true human nature out there. And it's not for the faint-hearted. I could tell you that. So polyamorous people, you have multiple loving, intentional, and intimate relationship at the same time. With boundaries set. I believe that's what is defined as. I mean, it's included a bit of a romantic relationships as well. Again, Lorato, Future, and Bella, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Bring it on. We're ready.
She's ready. Okay, I mean, let's start with Future. Future, tell us, how did it all start? How did it all start? You have this, and this lady's just so beautiful as well. I mean, we got Bella, we got Lorato. Oh my gosh, how did it all start? How did you meet Bella? How did you meet Lorato? Give us a bit of an insight into that.
All right, cool. So what happened is I met Bella about 10 years ago or 11 years ago.
Okay.
And before we got into a relationship, we were friends because at that time she was in a relationship with a female. So at that time,
right.
So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. This is interesting. And I'm like, okay, I'm also trying to find my way in. So then I think we were friends for about a full year. So we were friends and I was there for her. However, whenever she needed me. So then cool, otherwise, and then we got to a point where we made it official. We got into a relationship and then fast forward 10 years later, I'm chilling. I'm like, okay, babe, I've always had this interest in this thing of yours of always dating women and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, how would it be if, so this was me posing a question to her. I'm like, how would it be like if we were to find you a girlfriend? How would that affect our relationship between you and I?
Wow.
And then she was like, no, I don't see it affecting our relationship. Instead, we would like add a vibe or a vibe of some sort,
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Instead of just talking about it and just picturing it, let's just make it like live and direct,
Yeah.
So like, and then that's when we started. We're like, okay, cool. Then she was like, okay, for sure. Are you for real? I'm like, yeah, real talk. Let's do it.
Amazing.
And then that's when we hit it off. And then we met a few ladies. I think about two of them before we met Lorato. And then okay, we were vibing, but not as we're vibing with Lorato.
Right.
Good Lord. And then. So my thing was, when Bella sees Lorato and then when she's talking to Lorato, she's all good, everything is just normal.
Yeah.
It's organic. Everything is natural. No one is faking anything or pretending. I'm like, okay, this is actually really cool. And even when we met, all three of us, it was simple. It was cool. It's like we've known each other for a long while. So, So yeah, that's how we met, and then yeah,
Amazing.
now we're here.
Now you're here. I mean, that's such an amazing story there. I mean, do you know what? My hat's off to you. My hat's off to you. And the reason my hat's off to you is because you became a man who wanted something, and you shared it with your partner, rather than going behind her back and trying to do it behind her back in a way. But the thing is,
Real talk.
But the thing is, with the female side, it takes a very understanding woman to actually, have that conversation with her, because most women could feel a bit of insecurity and not, adhere or want to be part of that. But I think, again, giving a big ups to Bella and Lerato as well. I think it's quite amazing. But again, Future, I don't know. I think you need to write a book or steps on how to get this done, because I think you're kicking your own way.
Like say my name again. It's Future, man. Like Future. So you can tell everything that's happening right now is like I've been here before. So
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so Bella, let's bring you into the conversation. So you met Future about 10 years ago. You're dating a female at that point in time. How was it possible that he was able to get you to get on the, should I call it the banana, in the meantime? Because you were deep inside the cherry, but the banana came along and you were like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? Because most women who are on the cherry, are always thinking, oh, the cherry's the way, nothing can take me away from the cherry. But how did he manage to because I know I give it up to Future. Future took a year to plan his moves. He's amazing. I will give him that anyway. But how did it happen? Tell us.
So with me, listen, I feel like we've been together for so long that it's easy for him to come to me with certain things, and whatever it is that we want to do in our life, we always come forward about it and we talk about it. Even in our relationship, even, anything from intimacy to general everyday life, we are able to talk about those things comfortably and have an open line of communication with each other. Because not only have we been together for so long, but we are also friends. He's my best friend. He's someone that, I've done so many things with. I mean, we have a daughter. We have, there's a whole, back story to this whole thing, that it's easy for him to come to me with anything and for me to be receptive to it, because I'm a very open-minded person, and I feel like I'm here to meet all my partner's needs. I feel like that's why you have such a thing as a soulmate and someone that you can connect with or share your life with, is so that whatever crazy ideas, that they want to have, or whatever journey they want to go down, that you support them. And if it's something that, it just so happened that I am attracted to women as well. And like he did mention before, she was actually a friend of mine. I was seeing someone, or, I wouldn't really say seeing because we were still young, but I was having certain experiences with a young lady who was a very good friend of mine. And yeah, it just so happened that I happened to share that with him, and he knew from day one that, okay, this is someone who is bisexual, and she's, interested in both, both genders. And
both cherry and banana, yes.
Open-minded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cherry and banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was very easy for me, because I feel like I understood, I understand my partner.
Amazing. I love the fact that you mentioned you're friends at first. It's a great thing to have, friendship as a foundation of any relationship. And also, the openness, which is very rare. Even in relationships where it's just a monogamous type of relationship, the openness is almost non-existent. And I think it's because, societal pressures what people think, kind of leads or dictates how people behave in certain relationships. And I think it's quite amazing that you've been able to, step away from, the perception of others and just focused on what you want. I think that's quite remarkable. So, I mean, Lerato, the wonderful Lerato again, Lerato, I think, you're amazing. You're amazing as well. You had a couple, who came in, and try to woo you to come into this relationship. I mean, how did you feel?
Yeah.
What was the process like for you? How did you feel when they approached you?
Actually, it was kind of confusing somehow because I wanted to find out what's really going on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope this is not some kind of a trick of doing something. You get my point.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and then, and I met these two lovies of mine, and it was like we clicked in every way possible, man. You get my point. So everything just went like smoothly, automatically, like everything. I won't lie.
Wow, I love the way you stress everything there. Everything. I'm sure we're gonna get into that as well, because it's Candid Expression Sunday, Uncensored version. We're gonna be talking about everything as Lerato stressed there. So you guys clicked. So you guys clicked and everything clicked as well.
Everything.
That's quite amazing.
For real.
For real, future spoken. Okay, so you guys now, you decided to be in this amazing relationship, and I mean, it can have its challenges sometimes, because from someone looking out from the outside, is thinking, okay, this relationship, do you have boundaries around this kind of relationship, or it's almost like I don't know, how do you define it? Do you have boundaries with it, or it's just you're enjoying each other's company and not looking out for what the other person is doing? How do you maintain a healthy relationship?
Do you know the movie NZT?
No, I haven't seen it. Please, I haven't seen that.
There's a movie called NZT, which is limitless.
Okay.
So there's no limits. We just go in. If I feel like being affectionate towards Lerato or towards Bella, I don't have to like maybe pull Bella on the side and be like, okay, and show her affection. I can just show affection. Right, we're in the same room right now.
Yeah.
Anything. There's no limits. It's limitless.
Okay, so you guys have no boundaries in how you show affection. Okay, that's amazing. And again, you know what? If we look at what you just said there, it actually takes us back to the forefathers, of the African forefathers, who used to have, 2 or 3 women, in the house. They married 2 or 3 women, and they were able to, have a successful family as well. I think it's part of our roots and stuff. But I think, social media, peer pressure, society have kind of eroded the culture in there. But again, so talking about boundaries, coming back talking about boundaries. So Lerato, Bella, and yourselves, you're in a relationship. So does your relationship have boundaries?
Yeah.
Have boundaries, in engaging with other people? Or it's just, your relationship, it's almost like, this is your relationship, this is it. There's no other engagement outside that relationship. So I'll let Bella answer that question, yes.
Okay, in terms of our relationship, I think the simplest way to explain it is that we have 2 relationships or 3 relationships in a relationship. So I have my relationship with Lerato, where, we talk about girl stuff, and we click on a girl level.
Yeah.
And I have my relationship with Future, where, there's a whole lot of depth to it, as much as they have a relationship. So there's things that they click on, or things that are compatible between the 2 of them, that allows them to have an easy, flowing relationship amongst themselves.
Yeah.
As much, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
I do.
In the relationship.
Yeah.
So that, I think that makes it easier, because it's a relationship. It's a relationship. So yeah, it's easier when you have that open. Going back to your question about boundaries.
Yeah.
I would say there aren't really any boundaries. Because this is something that's new to all of us.
Okay.
And we're open to exploring it, to its fullest capacity. I mean, I feel like couples, during pillow talk about things like, threesomes and, all that nitty gritty, all the nasty stuff and that, you fantasize about. And it's just about being open to making whatever it is that you guys have always wanted to experience a reality, and being in alignment with each other to be able to do that.
Amazing.
So that's why there aren't really any boundaries.
Okay. So amazing. So there's no boundaries within the relationship. So there's 2 points I'm going to make on that one, which is, I love the way you answer that question. So are you allowed to see other people outside the relationship?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So part of the rule is that this is something that is amongst the three of us.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm in a relationship with Future, I'm also in a relationship with Narato.
Yes.
And as much as she's in a relationship with me, she's also in a relationship with Future.
Yes.
So it doesn't, I feel like it defeats the purpose, because then we're just having an orgy. I mean, if we're going to be, if I can see someone and she can see someone and he can see someone, then we're just, and it kind of defeats the purpose of having that third person in the picture.
Okay. I hear you. Okay, so let me ask Lerato this question. So Lerato, Bella explained that it's a relationship in a relationship. She has a relationship with you, you have a relationship with Future, and she has a relationship with Future. Vice versa. With human nature, sometimes I don't know. With human nature, can bring a bit about jealousy. Does that happen within the relationship? Any form of jealousy at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. Nothing. Even if I would have loved to, but nothing at all.
Okay, nothing at all. Okay. So the Future of the man, how do you ensure the sexual satisfaction of this amazing princesses you have? How do you do it? Give us a secret.
Hey, to be honest, it puzzles me too. Because, when it comes to a time where it's like, okay, because I think about it, like, how do I go around, like, satisfying both of them? It's like, okay, how do I have that energy to keep going? But then automatically it just happens. It's like, my little nigga right here is like, homie, I'm with you. I got you. And then we keep going. So it just happens. It's magical.
It's magical. Okay, so, okay, I would love to break down the magic in it, because I love the way Lerato, it's still ringing in my head. Everything clicks, it plays. Amazing, everything falls into place. Okay, so Bella, you were in a relationship before this. You were seeing someone before this. What is the difference, of a monogamy or a monogamous relationship to this polyamorous relationship you're in now? What's the major difference for you?
So I'm gonna use an example with myself, because I have been in both relationships. So I know exactly what it feels like to be on the opposite side of the coin. So I would always joke with Future and be like, if another woman even looked your direction, I would pop a cap in her.
Yeah.
And I would always be like, no, you see, the mind is a very powerful thing, because I always told myself that if anything were to happen, if I had to find him cheating or doing this or doing that, I would always react in a certain way. But it is in the openness of having the conversation of saying, hey, listen, how about we try something different and try something like this, then obviously I know I'm going to benefit from it because, I bet for both teams, so to speak. So it's not like I am just allowing him to, I'm saying, okay, let me, come to terms with him having someone else. It's like, I get to benefit too. So, I mean, so it's a win-win situation for everyone.
It is a win-win situation. It is a win-win situation. Fantastic. So, I mean, so the difference is it's more of a win-win because it gives you ability to explore your desires, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, I mean, one of the challenging, or maybe what most common questions people probably ask you is, how do you deal with trust? How do you deal with trust within three people? How do you deal with trust of, your way? I mean, you gave a fantastic example yesterday. Where you were away because you were on the show yesterday as well, which you were away and you thought okay, it's fine. You don't have any trust issue because one of the major things about a monogamous, monogamy or monogamous relationship, man and woman, woman and man, whatever, is the trust issue. A lot of that is happening around here, and social media doesn't help at all. So, I mean, from your point of view, I think let me bring. I don't know. Should I bring? I want Lorato and Bella to answer this question because for future is okay. Future is fine. Future is the man. Future is the man. Future is just sitting back and relaxing. So I want to bring Lorato in first. For you, Lorato, how much trust do you think is needed to be in a polyamorous relationship? I mean, how would you define the trust as needed?
Yeah, that's a tough one. But okay, I still new, so I wouldn't say for now. Only for now.
It's all right. You're still new for you, but but the thing is, do you feel like do you still have a bit of a trust issue sometimes? Maybe your way, and you think, oh my gosh, is it fucking better than me? It's uncensored. I don't mind. You can say, is it fucking better than me? Or do you feel like, oh my gosh, I might sucking it right, or stuff like? Do you have those kind of thoughts?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So yes, Lorato, tell me, man. I want to know because you tell me everything clicked. So I want to know. Do you ever feel like that sometimes? Okay.
Okay.
She doesn't want to tell us now.
No,
okay.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel weird at all.
Okay.
No.
Okay, Bella, let me hear from you. Do you feel any type of way sometimes? Oh my gosh, and sometimes when she's on the banana and she's like, oh my god, is she doing more than me? Oh my gosh, maybe I need to do more or something. Do you ever feel that way sometimes, or when you're away, and you probably call in and say, oh my god, what are they doing? Are they doing it without me? Do you have a bit of a trust issue sometimes?
Listen, so I'm going to answer your question in two parts. So
okay.
Part one is understanding. That's why this thing, relationships, these kind of relationships need you to have a certain level of maturity, because understanding the fact that you are with a man, and to generalize, men will always be men. And, at some point during our 10 years together, it's, as debatable as it could be, I've had to share him with someone, right?
Yeah.
Knowingly or unknowingly. So I have now opened up myself to say I would rather share him knowingly, knowing that this is someone that I know, it's someone that I trust, it's someone that I can talk to as well. It's not like it's something that he's doing behind my back. It's
Amazing.
Something that I know, it's something that I'm aware of, because I think as women, we obviously, it's the betrayal that hurts the most. It's the asking yourself, am I good enough? Am I this? Am I, why did he step out on me? And having all these insecurities where if if he's upfront about it, you're able to say, okay, so this is what it is. As unpredictable as life is, man, you can't prompt that this is something that, people would ever experience. But the fact that you are interviewing us now about it, it means it's happening. It means somewhere out there. I mean, we're not the only polyamorous relationship.
Not at all. Yeah.
Or polyamorous throuple, out there. So, and the second part is, I would say, on a human note, as a human being, not just as Bella, but as a human being.
As a human being, yeah.
I think it's natural for you to have, those, okay, does she,
Fantastic.
But me being me, I'm like, man, I've been with this nigga for 10 years, there is nothing, that is going to be new to him that he's going to experience. It's just going to be with a different person. But it's not like I have no idea what they're going to be doing. If I'm at work and they're, alone together, I'm mentally, I'm at a place where I'm okay with that, because I know at least he's with someone that I know and I trust.
Amazing.
And I can,
Yes.
someone that's also with me, rather than with someone I don't know, and I'm coming home and I'm finding, wigs and earrings and this, and I'm questioning. You know what I'm saying? It's something that is known. It's consensual. It's everybody's aware of what's happening.
Amazing. Future, my man.
My king.
My man.
Mhm.
I think I don't know what you've done. I told you need to write a manual and share with the lads out there, mate. Because for what Bella has just said, I think Bella's a keeper, and definitely Renato as well.
Real talk.
I don't know what
No
you've done.
lie detected.
Future, I don't know what you've done. You need to give me the manual, mate. You need to give me. But anyway, Future, would you say? Are you possessive over these women, or you let them roam free?
I beg you?
Would you say you're possessive over them? Because you want to keep them to yourself. The juiciness, the cherry. Are you possessive over the cherry, or you let them roam freely?
No, man. With me, I feel like I don't have to fight for what's mine. What's mine is mine.
Oh my gosh.
So I just live freely. I'm just chilling, man.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even have because if I start like thinking too much about everything, I'm gonna start now having like trust issues. I'm gonna be insecure. Now they can't even have guy friends. They have guy friends. I also have female friends, but they didn't know that I'm loyal to this relationship. I'm down for it all day, every day. So, man, I'm chilling.
Wow. Okay, I mean, again, I love the answer you're giving me, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have almost, done this really well, and it's such a harmonious, great relationship. But I mean, if you were to talk about someone in a monogamous relationship and your relationship, if there was a comparison, what would you say the stark differences? What would you say the difference of being in a monogamous relationship is and your relationship? What would you say the number one difference is? I'll let Future answer that first.
Hello?
Yes. What would you say the difference is from a monogamous relationship and your relationship? The main difference.
Hey, the thing is with me, I don't really like entertain a lot of stuff. I only base myself in what I do. When I feel like, because these things come to me, So when I'm only like so based in my relationship, or just other stuff. What other people are doing, it works for them, and what I do works for me. So I don't really like entertain a lot of stuff. That's why I'm so chill.
Okay. And Lerato, what would you say? What would you say is the main difference between a monogamous relationship and a polyamorous relationship?
Okay. The difference, ne?
Yes.
I think it's the third person.
Okay, the third person. Okay, very good point. Good point there.
Yes, I think it's the third person. Yeah.
Okay, and Bella, what would you say is the main difference for you?
So I'll say this for me, as Bella, there's not much of a difference. It's just the fact that now, if you want to put it in simple terms, I am, I don't want to say I'm cheating because I'm not doing anything that both of them don't know about, but I'm cheating and my partner knows about it, you know, rather than the difference of I'm cheating and I need to hide messages and text messages and calls and this. I need to take, text messages outside. I need to delete chats. I need to, so much admin. That's like so much. I think that's the difference, is the fact that in a monogamous relationship, the two people, so whoever's stepping out on the other is hiding things and they're, not acting themselves, and they're not being true to who they are within their relationship. So the next person can pick it up to say, okay, he never usually takes calls outside, but now his phone's ringing and he's walking outside. And, those kind of things, because those are the things that hurt us, I feel like, as women. It's the betrayal of everything.
Amazing.
Like I mentioned earlier, it's the act of betrayal. Where, you never know. I feel like, 99, you could probably go to your lady and say, listen, what would you think about this? And you'd be surprised what she'd answer, what answer you'd get from her, because just being upfront with your partner and being an open book with each other, it opens you up to so many things. It opens you up to living and actually living this life thing to, like, for what it is.
Amazing.
Amazing. I'll give you a challenge, 99. I'll say, go to, if you have a special someone in your life, bring it up somewhere, somehow, just in conversation, pillow talk, whatever. Just say, hey, babe, not obviously in a, okay, how would you, you'll find, your missus or your miss, your lady, so you'll know how to butter her up.
Bella's giving me a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Bella's giving me a challenge.
I'm giving you a
she
challenge.
is giving me a challenge.
Do you accept the challenge?
What can I say? She's trying to push me live on air. But again, I want to bring it back because I think you made some amazing points. And I love the way you've answered the question as well. So, you talk about, yes, go ahead and make that conversation, bring that conversation up. And you might be surprised, what the response might be. It could either be a no, could either be a yes, or could either be a confused kind of like state. But the thing is, do we think society has kind of like, imposed a way of life on individuals who might want to possibly be in a polyamorous relationship like yourself, and they're just scared to take that step? Do you think society has a role to play on that?
Absolutely. I'm gonna. You touched on it earlier. I'm gonna say the whole polygamy situation.
Yeah.
That you mentioned earlier. So in South Africa, we have different cultures. We have so many diverse cultures, and they all have their own beliefs from, the roots of everything, our great grandfathers and our forefathers, etc. And I myself, my father's father was a polygamist, right?
Right.
He had 4 wives, and he had 12 children with just my dad's mom.
12. Wow.
So I come from, I'm just painting you a picture here. So I come from a really huge family.
Amazing.
So society has taken what can I say? So, okay, so I'm gonna use an example. There's a TV show here in South Africa that we have called Umnagwethu, which means sister wife, right?
Right.
And it's a man. It's about a man. It follows the journey of a man who is a polygamist and is obviously their family is very famous and all of that. And he goes around helping people, or helping men rather, to come forward to their partners about the fact that they would now like to take a second wife.
Okay.
So literally in the episode, what you see, or in every episode, so they would meet and they would talk about, so he would get the side of the guy and say, okay, the guy would say, listen, I've been seeing this person, I've been with, Bella, let's say, for 10 years. And I have been seeing Lerato behind Bella's back for 2 years.
Wow.
But now I want, as much as I'm married to Bella, I would also like to marry Lerato. And I need you to come help me tell Bella that I want her to have a sister wife. So if you look at that concept, it's polygamy. The difference between polygamy and polyamory. Polygamy is
you get married to them.
A man having multiple wives.
Yeah.
Right. They don't have to like each other. You know, they don't have to tolerate each other. They just know, okay, I'm wife number 1, she's wife number 2, she's wife number 3, and wife number 4. They don't have to get along. In the olden days, each wife would have their own house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
They would live separately with their kids, and the only thing that brings them together is, you know, the gen. He would go to that one on Monday, etc. So the difference between that and polyamory is I know about it, and I am, as much as he's attracted to her, so am I. You know, as much as he benefits from it, so do I, in my own way.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas polygamy is a thing of, you don't even have to tolerate each other. You just have to know about the person, and you are forced to know about the person because it's the man's choosing to say, you, as the first wife, yes, you can say whether or not you accept a second wife, but ultimately I have the say, and I'm telling you I want a second wife.
Amazing. So what was the best thing of polyamorous for you? You know, being in a polyamorous relationship, what was the best thing, you know, for you? Let's ask Bella, you know, that question first. Then I'll go around and ask the amazing, you know, things as well.
I think, right?
You know what? I think I already know Lerato's answer, but I mean, we'll come back to that. Anyway, you know, but you tell me, what is the best thing about being in a polyamorous relationship?
So the best thing, right?
I like that. You stressed that. The best thing. Okay.
I'm going to be as uncensored as the title of the show and say, you know, I get the best of both worlds, man. Like, I get to fulfill both my desires and both my fantasies, sometimes simultaneously.
Wow.
Sometimes, you know, but either way, I don't have to think or, you know, daydream about it. I get to live it, you know. Amazing. Best of both worlds.
Amazing.
So I would say, yeah, that's the best thing for me.
Okay.
And not just in a sexual way, but in every way as well. Having a companion, someone to talk to, you know, someone to vent to the other one about the other one too, you know.
Amazing. Okay, Lerato, I already know the answer, but I just want to ask again. You know, what is it? What is it? What is it that's the best, you know, thing for you in this polyamorous relationship?
Everything.
Amazing. Everything. You know, I knew the answer to that already. So, future the man, the king, the don. So, what is the best thing for you? What is the best thing for you, my brother?
We here.
What is the best thing for you being in this relationship? I mean, as a man, I already know that. But anyway, tell me.
Okay, wait. Let's not go deep like this right now.
Oh.
I just kiss both of them right now. That's the best thing for me.
That's the best thing.
I don't have to hide that shit.
The king, the don. Oh my gosh!
Coming to you live.
This the future, man. We need to write a manual. You need to help the brothers out there, mate, because you seem to be living the best life at the moment. But anyway, I want to say a big thank you for both of you coming on. That's both of you, 3 of you coming on the show this evening. Lerato, who loves everything about the relationship. And also Bella, who's living out a fantasy as well. And also the amazing Future, who's doing futuristic things in the land of South Africa. A big thank you again for coming on the show. It's been amazing to have you on the Uncensored version of Candid Expression Sunday. Wow. But in the meantime, I'm going to get you to listen to some amazing tracks tonight. Maybe we can hear some moaning. What did I say? Did I say moaning? I don't know. Maybe we can hear some everything. I don't know. But anyway, stay locked on, stay locked in. We're going to play some more vibes for you this evening. My wonderful people, what do you have to say to anyone out there who's thinking, okay, this is, wow, how can I get into this? Oh, wow, is this healthy for me? Wow, you know, they have questions. What would you say to them? I'll let Future go first.
99.
Yes.
I didn't get the question, man.
What would you say to you know, all the listeners out there right now listening and thinking, oh my gosh, Future, how have you done this? How have you done this? What would you say to them?
Well, for me, I would say, homies, don't force this thing. Just communicate with your person, you know. Find a way to introduce her to this, you know. Just pose it as a. Don't wait for you to date someone else first. Just propose. I don't know. Maybe when you're having a good time and then you're chilling, maybe smoking and drinking, and then you're like, hey, babe, like as I posed it to her, I was like, how would it change? How would, if we were to find you a girlfriend, how would that affect our relationship? You know, and we're chilling at that time. You know?
Amazing.
So I'm picking a brain.
Yes.
I'm picking a brain, and then I'm opening a conversation so that we can communicate about it. Instead of me just saying, okay, I have this person, I want to introduce her to you. No, just like communicate.
Fantastic.
You know?
Communication is the key. That's what the amazing Future says as well. Bella, what would you say to all the ladies out there listening to you this evening?
So I would say, obviously for those who are attracted to females, I would say, I would tell them to try it. I mean, you only have this life thing once. You only live it once. So I would say go for it. I mean, if it's something that you've been thinking about or fantasizing about, or I feel like somewhere, somehow we all have a fantasy, or it's either, so I'm going to be as uncensored as the show is and say, I feel like somewhere, somehow we've all had, or we've all watched like porn where, you know, threesomes, and you've been curious. I mean, in some points in your life, you've been curious about, oh, you know, what would it feel like to, you know, be in a threesome? Some people will say, heck no, I will never allow that, or that can never happen. And some people would say, actually, you know, that's not a bad idea, you know, especially if it's something that it's a journey that I'm going to go down with my partner, and it's not just, you know, him double timing me.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Bella just said go down, all pun intended, you know, going down, going up, pushing it in, pushing it out, all pun intended there as well. Okay, Lerato, what would you say? I know what Lerato is going to say. Enjoy everything. That's what Lerato is going to say. Lerato, what would you say to our listeners this evening on a final note?
No, we just say never pull back. Just be yourself and go with the flow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's been wonderful to have you all on the show this evening. I wish you the best of luck, and keep enjoying and keep coming. All pun intended. It's your host, Double Nine. It's your host, Double Nine, on Double Nine Radio. Stay locked or stay locked in. We got some crazy vibes coming your way this amazing evening.